Good, glorious morning, everyone. It's finally Saturday. All right. So today I want to talk to you about something else Saturday. At the end of a work week, you just want to do something else. So that's the way I'm going to focus on that today. It's another glorious day in my amazing life. That I'm feeling the effects of Mercury retrograde and the full moon and Mars, Saturn. We've heard a lot about the planets recently, and planetary energies actually affect our human energies, our human existences. Okay, so let's reflect on something. When you have an opportunity to get out and enjoy the sunshine, okay? Sunshine makes me happy, kind of invigorates me. However, here in Texas, when you've got a lot of it and it's really, really hot, it can also drain you. And so, sunshine for me is best experienced in the early morning hours, okay? When it's kind of nice and there might be a cool breeze behind it. When it gets intense during the day, it can make you tired, sluggish, even sick, okay? But we're not going to go there. So what I'm talking about with something else Saturdays, one of the reasons that we kind of look forward to Saturdays is we come out of the routine, okay? Like a lot of times on Saturday, especially in the summertime, we'll gather with friends. We want to do something else. We want to do something else besides work, okay? We want to do something else besides serve. Maybe we'll go to a place for breakfast or sometimes where we get served, okay? So on something else Saturday, I want you to think about the mindset, okay? Mondays are usually a lot of movement, okay? Getting things started, getting off to a good start, and dealing with the life situations. And I'm just going to put it on a Monday to Friday kind of routine. But then by the time you come to Saturday, actually about Friday evening, you like to start slowing things down, making plans to do a little something else. It's an entire mindset, and that's a good thing. Because sometimes you really do need to do something else. I remember one time we had a pretty good routine going in my family for quite some time. We kind of got up at the same time and got everybody off to school, and maybe we ate the same breakfast 3 or 4 days, 5 days, maybe even in a row. We had a routine. We had to be at a certain place at a certain time. We came home at a certain time. We ate dinner pretty much at a certain time. It was a routine, doing the same thing, the same thing, the same thing, the same thing. And we got into that situation where you get into that same thing for quite some time, and it's just easy. And then on Saturdays, maybe in the summertime, my boys would be playing youth sports or something, and so we got to the sports, and that was something else, a little bit recreational, and we got a chance to socialize, but we had something to do and had somewhere to go. And then Sundays was always church and Sunday school, and then we had family gathering around the table. And one weekend, one of my children, one Saturday morning, he sat down to his cereal and he goes, "Mama, I don't want to eat this." And I said, "Okay, what do you want to eat?" And he goes, pizza. Um, excuse me? Pizza's not for breakfast. And he goes, it could be. Well, I'm thinking about that today. Now, I don't want to eat pizza for breakfast, but it's something else Saturday. That same child went on to say that he didn't want to mow the yard that morning. And he didn't want to clean his room. And he didn't want to do any of the things that we normally do because it was routine. And so shortly after that, I did incorporate doing something else, okay? They were a little bit older, and I said, okay, today we're going to do something else. You can eat what you want. You have to fix it, and you have to clean up behind it. Um, and if you don't want to do your chores, then fine, don't do them. We'll see how that goes. And they kind of looked at me and bucked their eyes and going, okay, so what's going to be the consequence? You always say we're responsible for the consequences of our decisions. And I'm like, not this weekend. We'll just see what the consequences raise. Well, we endured that an entire weekend of just doing something else. We just did so. Everybody in the household got to do something else. Of course, they weren't aware of, how that was falling to bits and pieces. But when Monday rolled around and they couldn't find something that they needed for school because they didn't clean their room or put up their things, okay? And when Monday evening rolled around and they couldn't have pizza for dinner or whatever because they had eaten it during the weekend, and by the next time Saturday rolled around and the yard was much harder to cut because they didn't cut it the weekend before, yeah, you see how that goes. So we should take those times when we do something else. I would suggest that we prepare for the doing something else. And now as an adult, we usually do. We plan to do something else on Saturday and maybe even Sunday. And if you're planning out, if you've planned your vacation, then maybe something else for a whole week. So today in my imagination, okay, I've still got some things to do, but I'm going to have something else Saturday. And while I'm doing the things that I really need to do, okay, because I need to do them, I'm going to reflect. I'm going to allow my imagination because we were talking about what well-wishing Wednesday. Yeah, you can be washing the dishes and thinking about being on a cruise, okay? Or I don't know, maybe you'll go to Tahoe or Colorado where it's cold and snow and think about skiing. Allow your imagination to take you to that place until you can get there. And so maybe the next weekend or maybe next week or maybe next month when you take that actual vacation. But you can go there today, even if it's only in your mind, okay? Think about something else Saturday. Think about something else. So if you've had a grueling week and some things didn't quite work out the way you thought, and particularly in relationships, if relationships had a situation that made you feel otherwise, today is the day to think about something else, okay? So what else are you going to think about? That cruise would be nice. Think about laughing and having fun, being in a beautiful place. Transform yourself by the renewing of your mind. It's Saturday, so do something else. And if you can't do something else, at least think about something else. And remember, if there's any virtue, if there's any beauty, and I'm going to say, if there's any fun, if there's any laughter, if there's any happiness, if there's any joy, think on these things. Some of the things that have happened over the week or in the past that comes back to your mind will bring you down more even than the sunshine in the middle of the day. It can run you hot. So, it's Saturday. Something else Saturday. Now, I think that'll hold you for a while. And if you get the opportunity to do something else, do it. Never forsake the opportunity to have a different thought, to do a different thing, to create a different experience in your life. YOLO. Go for it. Now you have a glorious day. And remember, I love you all.